And we're live.
Are we on?
Yeah, it
Oh,
says
we're on.
recording. I mean, don't do that to me. I see it recording and
Got
it has
you.
seconds going. You
Okay.
see it, right?
I think you're a little stressed because you're leaving this Thursday.
Maybe that is what it. Okay, so funny. You know, we were talking about the snacks last night. I checked my WhatsApp, 'cause we're on WhatsApp for this group because she's in London, and she had already asked over the weekend, "What kind of snacks do you want? What kind of yogurt?" And it
You
just,
didn't answer.
I didn't answer.
All right, so I went to the grocery store and got everything but what you wanted.
I'm not gonna be like, "Hi, I want seltzer."
So give her your rider. I want,
No, it's too
let's see,
late.
what would I want?
Over the
I would
weekend, I
want,
don't know why I don't see them. What?
I would want water,
Okay, what else?
sparkling and flat.
I just want sparkling because I'm not as high maintenance as you.
Right.
But
And then I would want fresh flowers.
oh yeah, yeah. What kind of flower?
Maybe gardenias or
I don't even
peonies or just orchids. Maybe
orchids. No, orchids
yeah,
are a little. They scream a little too high maintenance.
that's what I am, high maintenance.
Am I a vacation maker outer? Yeah, sure, that's fine. But beyond that,
We had this conversation with our group, and everyone was saying, Adam's like, I don't think I would make out anymore at the club if I was single. I would need a flashlight to see
I'm not
what's
talking
going
about right.
on in there.
But wait, they're scared of what?
Just everything and anything.
What are we supposed to do? Have AI boyfriends and girlfriends?
No,
No,
absolutely not. I will
no,
not have an AI boyfriend.
no. Although let me tell you, a
I have
lot.
enough imaginary boyfriends as it is, so.
Okay, so I forgot. I'm going to the New York Liberty game. Sabrina Ionescu. I'm pretty sure.
Sounds like ayahuasca.
She's
Which, as
number.
I said, we both have talked about that we will never do
I
ayahuasca.
mean, look, no, it's just not on my bingo
When
card.
Justin Bieber says never say never, this is something I will never do ayahuasca.
I am
Or toad
barely.
poison. I saw some guy have toad poison recently, and it looked like
Or
he was shitting his
what?
pants and vomiting. It was on.
Why would you
It
want?
was on CBS News Sunday morning. Right there she is.
There she is.
Hi.
Morning. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Liz, Janine, Liz. Where does this podcast find you, Janine?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York, honey. The
Oh,
best
hey.
borough in the world.
Thank you, Janine, for just coming on and immediately stating facts.
Are you
Liz,
from New York?
I am.
yes.
I'm from Brooklyn too,
What
originally.
part?
Oh, way back in the day, my parents were like Avenue U. They were,
Yeah,
and then we moved out to Staten Island, and I had an accent that you couldn't believe, and it
I
kind of,
love it. Oh my God. Oh my God. I
oh my,
love that.
yeah, I'm Dumbo.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm right here. I'm right
Yeah,
Dumbo.
yeah,
I'm,
now, okay,
I'm sitting right by the bridges.
oh my, okay, so we literally,
Yeah,
Neighbors.
we're neighbors.
okay, we're gonna get into it, but I do need a place to go watch sports. That is my one complaint about this neighborhood. There's really no place to go watch sports around here. So if you have a place,
Okay, I'm thinking because I'm usually at the venue because
okay,
I'm
Liz is, Liz is actually going to a Liberty game tonight.
yeah, it's my first Liberty game. I've never been.
Oh my God, the mascot. I'm obsessed with
Oh,
her.
Ellie is like, she's like,
Ellie the elephant. She is my spirit animal. Love her.
yeah,
Braid, honey, when it just slaps the
she
floor, I
like,
just get
she
my
whips,
life.
doesn't she? She whips it.
She whips
Oh,
it.
which we're going to get right into it,
All right,
shall
let's
we?
get
Okay,
into it.
Okay, here we
okay.
go.
Here we
Welcome back to Hustle and Schmear, the podcast where bagels meets boldness.
And today, and today we're serving up something special, a conversation that's part courtside glam, part deep soul talk, and all hustle.
She's a mom, a philanthropist, a style icon, and yes, a basketball wife to the great Juwan Howard. And she's a force all on her own, both on and off the court.
From raising young boys in America today, who are athletes in their own right, to finding her voice and identity beyond the spotlight, she brings depth, strength, and a whole lot of heart to everything she touches.
Plus, can we talk about the fashion, the travel? This is a woman who does the work, and looks good doing it.
Yes, she does. Okay, please welcome to the pod the beautiful, the brilliant, and always evolving Jenine Howard. Woo!
I love that. That's such a sweet introduction.
Oh,
Thank
well, I
you.
it's true, and we're going to find
I
out more about
love
it.
that. So
So,
honored. Wow,
thank you for
very
coming again.
polished.
We are very excited to have you, and I think we should start at the beginning. Janine, tell us where you grew up and what kind of young girl were you? What shaped young Janine Wardley?
Oh man. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I'm from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
And it was such a privilege to be from Brooklyn. I mean, New York City is the greatest city in the world. And
Yeah.
what an education, right? To walk out the door and just be met with every kind of human being. And I went to high school at the Performing Arts High School, LaGuardia, and it was just the most creative people, the United Nations, and I got to be around some of the most brilliant minds. So, what an education. I felt very privileged to grow up here, to be from here, and now 23 years later to be back here. So it's a homecoming now. I love it. But
How
I'm a
long have you
Brooklyn
been back?
girl. 1 year.
So
Because you were in Michigan.
I
oh,
was yeah, we were in Michigan prior to this pit stop.
So this is
Hmm.
just a pit stop, you think, or we're going to always be back?
I don't know. It's so
how did you
funny.
not have this as part? Like, I'm curious. Do you feel you're missing through those 23 years?
Yeah.
Was there a piece of you? And I asked this because I felt this way when I wasn't here, at least there was a little piece of me missing when I didn't have New York on the regular rotation.
Yeah, for sure. I can't tell you. I mean, I'm so happy to be here, but I've always my parents each have 9 siblings
Oh,
and they're spread throughout the tri-state
oh,
area. So I've always had a reason to come back here.
right,
We've always had family here. There was always an event here, a family function, a funeral even. And
right.
so something always drew me back. And also wherever Juwan worked, you had to make a pit stop in New York at some point during the season. So I always came back. And anytime I come back, I was like an adrenaline and energy shot in my veins. It was
Yeah.
always just a highlight to be back here. And I don't want to leave. I was just telling Jawan not too long ago, if you go, I'm staying. I don't know where you're going next, but I'm not going with you.
And he's currently now the assistant coach for
How
the
is it?
Brooklyn Nets, right?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's in my hometown. I've always been going with him. And now he's getting to see
You're
what
on my turf.
influenced me. Yeah. What makes me me.
When
Why I walk so fast. Why I talk so fast. Oh, he's like, oh, I kind of get it now. I'm like, yeah.
Everybody.
when you were growing up, what was your passion? What were you studying, and what did you see for yourself as a young woman?
Hmm.
I was studying theater, so I was a drama major at in LaGuardia, and then in college I studied theater as well. I wanted to be an actress and a singer, and I wanted to travel the world. My mom was a singer. My aunt was a singer. Then my mom was in the Motown era, so she was opening up for the Jackson Fives, and
Oh my
and I have a picture of her. I talk about this often, but I have a picture of her with a young Michael Jackson applying his makeup, and
Oh my God.
and I've always been introduced to that world from a really young age. And it just came naturally to me, just want to be on stage, and
Mhm.
and so, what better place to hone your talent than to be in New York City?
Oh,
And SUNY Purchase was about an hour and a half outside of, Brooklyn, like right above White Plains.
oh,
So,
right.
mm,
Just is a arts
it's
school.
a conservatory. Yep. It's one of the, better conservatories for theater and the arts in the country.
So you're in Purchase. Outside of Brooklyn, it's like, oh my God, that's upstate. There's trees.
Yeah. My parents left when I graduated high school. They were like, okay, we're out. They're from the Caribbean and they didn't want to freeze anymore. So they moved to Miami and I was alone for the first time.
So
Oh,
where?
they moved
Yeah,
to Miami
yeah.
before
Where in the Caribbean
even
are they
you
from?
were connected to.
To the heat. Yeah. Well, they moved to Miami and I was in New York in Purchase, but I had a record deal. So
What?
girl, I had a record deal with Epic, which was a
Okay.
subsidiary of Sony, and I'd
Liz,
gotten it
Liz
like
and that's how we met. We used to work at Columbia Records. Liz was a lawyer for Sony, and I was
that's
in our.
crazy.
Was
So
this?
Corey Rooney, who was the director of A&R, he was Tommy Mottola right hand guy, that he signed us. We were in a group called Anome, And
Okay. Need visuals. Immediately.
yeah, I know. I got to get all this stuff. I actually have footage. It was
Oh
crazy.
my
It was like
God.
we were trying to be the
Yeah.
female Jodeci.
Oh
It
yeah.
was
Ooh.
God. No, it was not that.
Go
It's
back
kind
to
of cringe now. It's kind of cringe,
Is
but
it
we were.
though? Because I could do some of that music right now. Like a now, bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring it
Yeah,
back.
true. Because
So
some of
you
this is crap. But yeah,
some of
so then
it.
we were, so I know. But you know what? I have to listen to it so often because the kids, they're not
Yeah.
kids, but they're always blasting. And I'm like, what the hell are they saying? This mumble rap is just,
The
and then
mumble.
I'm like, but I'm not stretching my mind because is it a sign of age when you don't,
You
like
want to listen to the new stuff? I get it.
yeah, I'm trying to be
Most of
open-minded.
it I like, I don't know.
I know. It was music back
I
then.
mean, but do they even know what soul for real is? Candy coated raindrops. I mean, are they?
They do, my youngest is like this 90s music connoisseur. Like he's all about it. He'll even listen to Anita Baker like before games. That's like his soothing music. And I'm like, who
Give
are
me
you?
you the
Like
best
you're
that I
also
got.
yes, yes. And then meanwhile, Jace, he's my 23-year-old. He'll go back to Bill Withers, and I'm like, who are you?
Yeah,
So they make me so proud with their music
good.
taste.
You did
I'm
it.
just
You did your
so
work.
proud.
You did your work.
What
Yeah.
were what were you jamming to in the car with them, taking them to school? Like, obviously,
True. I definitely sprinkled a little stuff in there, but they still wanted to listen to Drake. So I was just
okay.
like listening to Drake
Okay,
too.
I love Drake. I know it's controversial, but I want to get back. So you were at school, and then when did you meet? I like to get into like the love and the relationships.
Oh Lord.
When did you
So
meet
then
your man?
I met him in 97. I was still in school. It was the summer of 97. And I volunteering for the Alonzo Mourning inaugural Summer Groove charity event. We had set up offices in the Mayfair Hotel, Coconut Grove.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we were in there for weeks, pulling all-nighters trying to get this event off the ground. And one day I had to go drop off Juwan's credentials to his hotel room. I don't even know if I slept or brushed my teeth. And I'm running down the hall, knocking on the door. And his boys opened the door. And I was just like, hi, can you please give this to Juwan Howard?
Did you look at his?
So
Were you looking at his picture?
I did not. I promise you, I did not. So I got to his room. His boys answered the door. I'm like, please give this to him. These are his credentials. These are for you guys. So then I ran back down the hall, trying to leave, and then I hear a voice say, "Thank you." So I
Oh,
turned around,
Sold already.
no.
and I was just like, "You're welcome." And it was Juwan. So I said, "You're welcome back." So I just kind of kept going. And I heard, damn. Heard, damn. Like it was like a collective, damn.
Oh, so it was everybody.
I guess the friends must have told him there was this girl. So later on during the weekend, he formally introduced himself and he took my hand and he kissed my hand. He said didn't remember that, but I remember that.
Of course you do.
And then he asked me to, he was playing with the Wizards at the time, and he asked me to go to visit him. And I was like, oh no, I kind of got to come here. And so we talked on the phone for a couple of months, and then he came right before training camp started, and he took me on a date with him and three of his friends, which was insane. And that's crazy. Like you don't show up on a
Doing
date.
right.
Your
But I
boys.
had the best time, and I spoke to his friends more than I spoke to him. And he was like, "That's when I knew you were just so cool. You were so cool." And I was like, "Yeah, but that was crazy." And then we spent the rest of the weekend just kind of hanging out, and we connected, and that was kind of the beginning of our love story. We realized we had the same birthday.
Oh.
Our mothers have the same birthday,
Oh
Well,
wow.
which was crazy. Yeah, we had a lot of things in common, even though we're very, very, very different.
Just starting at the Wizards and playing in
He
there.
was like he was finishing up year two.
Okay.
And I went home and I told my sister who plays basketball. She played back collegiately too. I was like, I met this guy, name is Juwan. And she was like, Juwan, yeah, five Juwan. She was like, oh my God. And he just had this contract. And I'm like, wait, they make that much? Oh my God, that's so crazy. Maybe I will go on a date with him. That is insane.
Was this your sister Maya, who I've met before?
No, that was Shakira.
wow.
He was very charming. It was a natural connection for sure.
How long after dating did you guys get married?
5 years. So we got married in 2002
And
and we
what?
had Jace in 2001.
Uh,
Jace was a baby at our wedding. We had a long distance relationship and then he got traded to Dallas in the middle of the night out of nowhere. And we were like, okay. He was like, it's us. It's you and me. And so,
did you feel that you had to sacrifice a part of yourself in the beginning of the relationship? Did you feel you understood what you were getting into, or did you tiptoe around and be like, whoa, I don't know if I signed up for this?
for sure. I had to sacrifice. Juwan had to sacrifice. His career, though, was bigger and it took on a life of its own. It was extremely demanding with the travel, the wear and tear on your body. It was a choice for me to hold down the home front. I wanted to be a hands-on mom. I wanted to raise my family and not have them be raised by strangers or nannies in a new city. And so of course I felt creatively repressed at times where I couldn't um, do the things.
Now Janine's on another level. She's raising two boys. She's got a superstar husband athlete. Did you feel like I knew what I wanted to do after? Was it an inner struggle, or you were just
I
content with?
mean, Jawan was always very encouraging. He never tried to hold me back. But I think he was gone so much that as the kids started to get older, their lives became so busy. I wanted to be there. I needed to be there. I wanted to shape them. You only have one opportunity to raise children, and it was important for me to like instill certain things in them. And my one of my dreams was to be a mom.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to take that for granted or dream shift, right? And in the midst, I remember when they were little, and I recorded an album, and there were times where I started a business. I opened up a medical spa, and there were business ventures and entrepreneurships that I took advantage of, but I never put anything before them, whereas when Juwan had to go, he had to go,
Well, it
someone.
wasn't his choice. I mean, like he had to stick with the schedule. It's not
Correct.
right.
Correct.
Right.
It's you're in a bubble, someone told me recently.
Your kids are how old now? 20,
21 and
20.
23.
Wow.
Whoa. Can I just comment? You look like you're 20. I mean, I'm trying to wrap my head around
Girl.
because
That's
you,
that Brooklyn Grenadian skin.
yeah, like I'm like, what?
We're gonna need the tricks in the trade out.
Honey, I'll tell you offline.
But
I'm
Okay.
kidding.
What was the most challenging part of raising sons in America today? You have black boys who are athletes, and you're a mother, a protective mother. You understand what the world is like. How do you raise kids, especially those that are privileged, who sometimes maybe don't get treated outside this privilege when they aren't with mom and dad?
Whew, you just basically said it, Jason. Like that was the challenge. I think the first challenge was raising black boys. You fear for their safety, and number one, you just always want them to pay attention to their surroundings. But for me, raising young men in privilege, they grew up with a lot of privilege. What the challenge was keeping them humble and grateful. But I don't think it's so much of what you say, it's kind of how you mirror that for them, right? And for us, Jawan has always been really humble and always came from a place of gratitude, operated from a place of gratitude. And so they saw their dad in that way. He's never really been a flashy guy with, a
Well,
ton
it was
of.
that first thank you outside the hotel door that made it all happen, probably.
Yes, yes. Yeah, always gratitude. So they got to watch that. Their best friends when they were growing up was other athletes' kids. I mean, Jet was on a team with Bronny from 5 years old, 6 years old. So they were around that. So it never really impress them in that way. And sports really played such a big role in keeping them humble because when you're on that court, no one cares who your daddy is. No one cares, that it's an even playing field and you have to earn everything. So that it helped me a lot. And it taught really great lessons about accountability and taking care of your body and working with other people. For
discipline to it too.
It's a huge discipline. In order for you to play on the team, you had to have the grade. So it was the best co-parent. Sports was the best co-parent that I could ask for, even if I had a daughter, and I have a beautiful stepdaughter, but I would have wanted them to participate in sports.
When did you recognize that your kids were talented as well? Everyone loves their kids and thinks they're the best, but obviously, as we said, sports is the great equalizer. You just can't play off of nepotism. You either make the shot or you don't. When did you notice that your kids were overtly talented and that you needed to give them all the attention and put them in this rigorous discipline of athleticism?
I credit their dad again because he, from the earliest time, this is what he did. So he, I mean, I remember him getting trainers for them at 5. Well, this is what you guys want to do? Okay. So he would schedule them, and I was taking them. I was boots on the ground. I was there. I was sitting at every practice. I knew they were going to be good on their teams because they put so much work in. So I knew they were going to be better than the average kids in their elementary school or their high school. And then Jace started getting college offers at like in junior year. I was like, great, we're not going to have to pay for college. And so, which is great. And I loved that too, because then it gives you an opportunity to finish college because you have, again, to be in study hall,
Right.
and you have accountability. So I was like, this is great because my kids, they're smart kids. No one wants to do homework.
Did they go to school? Did one go to Michigan?
Both,
Oh, both went. Wait,
Nice.
both
so they both got to play with their dad as coach.
which was insane and it was a beautiful full circle because Jawan was hardly able to make a lot of their sporting events growing up. He
On the road.
had to work. And so it was always me.
Like somebody's got to pay these, you know what I mean? Money for
Mhm.
country.
Correct. And his sacrifice was real as well. And so
Yeah.
I was the one there for everything. And
Mm.
so to see him being able to play. So then Jet, who was, the younger one who plays professionally now, he plays with the Orlando Magic. It was a different level.
Right, we saw a 21 point against the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, he was we saw a difference in him. He pretty young. I mean, he talented, but it was something special about his offensive abilities. He really started getting recruited a lot. And when Juwan got the job as head coach at Michigan, he stopped getting recruited because no one felt like he was going to go against his dad or he was under recruited. But we still went on all the visits. And then we kind of noticed the summer of his senior year, he started going to these national games and doing really well, getting MVP against the top kids in the country. And we were like, huh. But even then, when he got to Michigan and he was playing his first game, he had 30 points, his first ever game at Michigan, which was insane. And then the second game, and I didn't even know he was going to start because Jawan doesn't share these kinds of things with me. And I remember looking at the person next to me. I don't even know who was next to me. And I'm like, oh my God. Like he's kind of, yeah. And then that year he took off. And then every agent in the country was calling. And then they had him on the draft boards. And I'm like, oh,
That's
he's
it.
gonna. And then I was petrified because he was a baby. And the world of the NBA has its dark side.
Mm.
And it scared the crap out of me because I know the world and I know the pitfalls, and I wanted to protect him from those things. Like basketball is great, but there's really a dark side to basketball, the culture of basketball and the world of off the court stuff that scared the crap out of me. And so I was a nervous wreck.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
like, because you're exposed to it, but maybe that's a good thing. He's seen his dad go through it. Maybe that grounds you to some capacity, but you can't really control it, right? Everyone's different, and that could be scary,
Mhm.
isn't
How do
it?
you,
Yeah.
how do you let your nest go? How do you let them fly while still hovering? I mean, my mom says even at 67 and we're 42, you'll never stop worrying when you're a parent. That's what you signed up for, and that's going to be 24/7 your life. I
Oh
mean,
my God, I'm trying, James. I'm trying. I'm trying. It's hard. I really got to figure out how to let go a little more.
Well,
It's
you do.
hard.
see, I mean, listen,
Sure.
I see your kids on your gram and they're obsessed with you guys. I mean, they're on vacation. You guys are looking like you're having fun. You guys are really a unit.
We
What?
are, we're very close knit, but it's also, when they're in pain, you're in pain. And there's things they have to go through and you can't go through whatever they're going through for them.
Right.
And so that's the challenging part for me because I internalize that and then I can't sleep and then I can't eat and then I'm like awful. But there here we are. I mean, they FaceTime me all day long and they still want my opinion. So I'm grateful for that. Jace is a little more independent. He likes his alone time like I like my alone time. So I may not hear from him for 24 hours, which drives me crazy. But they still come to me when they need me or they're in crisis and, want me to fix it sometimes, but sometimes.
Mama bear to take care of an issue. Let's
Yes.
get into some fun stuff.
I want to get it back to you because, like, being a like you, obviously, okay, you did it well, right? You raised
Thank you.
amazing
Thank you.
boys, but now it's like you time, right? And so
Yeah.
I want to talk about,
Yes.
first of all,
It's definitely me time.
yeah, it's you time right now. And I looked at your, okay, I was sneaking around on your Instagram. To be honest, I was like, okay, I'm seeing caftans, I'm seeing turbans, I'm seeing sunglasses. This style is fabulous. I need to know all about it, how you developed this. Like, was it always, I mean, now that I know you're from Brooklyn, I'm guessing your style was probably from birth. But how did you grow it and where would you say you are now?
Oh my gosh, yeah, definitely Brooklyn girl. Definitely influenced by hip hop and the streets, and I think that's the core of my who I am. My where my style comes from and where it evolves from. But I don't really subscribe to like one style. I wish I could though, because it'd be so much easier to pick out stuff in the morning, to have a uniform, to be like Tom Ford with a white or the black and the
Great.
but he's so chic at the same time, but I'm too creative for that and I'm too colorful for that, but it's organic. Like I watched my mom and she was sort of like a hippie-ish flower childish kind of era, and then just was loose and she was so creative, could throw and make a scarf into a top. She influenced my style. I love design, being in this basketball world and having access to amazing boutiques like the Kingdom. I, I was very fortunate enough to explore
Right.
and
You
to,
are, you are somewhat of a risk taker. I mean, look,
yeah.
I consider you Chanel meets a little bit of Fuji meets, you throw in a lot.
Thank
From
you.
couture to street. Is it a
Yeah.
mission? Do you think about it? What is it like for Jean to walk into her closet and pick out an outfit or go to a gala?
It starts with a piece, right? So if there's something that I want to wear or a gala that's coming up and I go in my closet and there's a new pair of Loewe shoes, I'm going to try to center the look around that and feature that. But sometimes it's not that. Sometimes it's like what the emotion that I want to bring into the room. So if there's a party, how do I want to feel? What do I want to emote? So, kind of then I would start there. Um,
You're a
but
chameleon of fashion, but
I'm definitely a chameleon.
but if you had to pick two words to describe your style aesthetic, what would you say?
Unpredictable.
Okay, perfect.
Um,
One word suffices with that.
yeah, unpredictable and a little bit of edge. I don't want to look like her.
Right. Well, I was gonna say, like, do you feel that because I was
I
just
don't want to look like her either, but
yeah. Do you ever
Her.
have a moment where you're like, oh, I don't want to get dressed, or like, but you have to kind of be on, or
Oh
does
my God, every day. I mean, every day. I don't want to, I don't want, no one wants to like to have to. And then I'm
well,
not a big, and I love my hair off my face. I
mhm,
don't like my hair coiffed or too done. Like
right?
even when I do get it done, like
Pretty
there's
good
a
face,
baseball,
so.
very
the
sweet,
face,
very, very sweet.
facing,
When I do it, I'll put a baseball hat on it right away. I don't like polished, extra
right,
too polished.
right.
This season for summer, what's like your number one outfit or excited to wear to pull out of the closet?
Mm.
Um, I really like those big baggy pants, like the
Uh,
balloon pants. Like I'm feeling that
how are you
with
wearing that though? Can I ask? Because I just feel I put them on and I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't.
MC, you're a little MC Hammer,
It's
and
a little.
Jenine
It
is
doesn't. My also, I feel like you have to be petite.
I I love the
Brooklyn.
freedom that it gives
Yeah.
me. And I feel I can do a cute flat silk Miu or a cute pump with it
Right.
and take it from day to night
Yeah.
and wear a crop top,
Yeah.
but I can pull the pant up a little higher to,
So it's
if I
not that
don't want to do
high.
too much midriff, I could wear a hoodie with the big pant. I could do a lace bodysuit with it. I
Right.
love that pant and I've loved it since the fall. Alaya did this denim
Mm.
like balloon, almost clownish pant. And I wore that thing and I got so many. They had to make it, they had to put it in production. I went to the boutique and they only made like samples of it. By the time that thing just everyone asked for
So,
those pants. I've been loving that aesthetic
Speaking
since
of
the
summer,
fall.
you are a traveler. You've lived in hotels. You travel extensively. What's your
Yeah.
secret to feeling at home when you're traveling?
I mean, Clorox wipes and candles and fitting in with the locals. Bringing my sister with me. I turned 50 in February, and I
okay.
made
Higher process.
Right.
Okay. That's
and I,
Oh, cocoa butter and a little and a little pico laser, maybe. We don't know. But
no.
Janine's gonna tell us offline. So
Okay,
this is for our
fine.
Patreon members only.
Mm.
I love going to a city and walk. Walking is my favorite thing on earth to do. I love to walk. I will walk from Dumbo to Central Park on
Yes.
any given summer day and not think twice about it.
Oh yeah.
That's the beauty
I
of New York. And so like where you can find that in other
yes,
places, I feel the same way.
yes.
Yeah.
And so, like, you don't know what you're going to encounter. And
Yeah.
so, I kind of take on that same challenge and mentality when I go to a different city. I just want to explore. I want to feel it. I want to smell it. I want to, like, be amongst the locals. And I really made it a priority to travel more. So, for 50, I went to Egypt and
Ooh,
Jordan. And it was like a calling. And I'm like, I want to go. And I challenged myself to go alone. I had never been out of the country alone.
wow.
And I was like, I'm going to go alone. And so I'm registering my trip with the embassy and making sure that I'm safe. And they were like, there's a level 3 threat
Ooh.
in Egypt. And obviously there's conflict in that region.
Mhm.
And so it gave me a little pause, but I'm so glad that I went. I got to see things and wake up when I wanted to wake up and do what I wanted to schedule the day exactly how I wanted to schedule the day. And it was liberating and it was something that I'm committed to moving forward.
Is it always maybe pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, or do you?
Yeah, yeah, it
What's
is
but what's your
precisely that.
right, exactly. And particularly as a mom, like I imagine this for my mom too. You said a thing about waking up on your own time.
Mhm.
You kind of don't realize that that's such a basic thing, but moms particularly do not get to do. They are not on their own schedule for so long, and so there's a beauty
From
to that.
birth.
Yeah, there's a beauty to that where you can now
Mhm.
make that. I wasn't joking. Like it's you time now.
Yeah, it is. And not having to consider anyone or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, which is so
And even like sometimes I didn't answer my phone. I'm like, I'm
yeah,
not answering my phone today.
like you're not
I
on call,
really no. And trying not to feel guilty about that.
which is hard.
Because the knee jerk reaction is to they need me, but they're going to survive. Everyone will survive. And
Maybe.
yeah, and I'm going to do more of that. I'm committed to doing more of
Where's
that
the
because
next one? Where's the next solo trip?
I think to India.
Wow, that's a big.
Yeah, I have Indian heritage. My family's from Grenada, but my father's father is from his lineage is from India. So I'm gonna go look up my people.
That would be amazing. It's a far flight. I have not been, but I heard it's amazing, and so
Yeah, I wanna go to an ashram.
On your recent solo trip, what was the most challenging or uncomfortable thing you put yourself through?
I took a drive from Cairo to the Western desert because I
Mm,
really wanted to see these saltwater lakes and just soak in them. And because they're so buoyant and they're so nutrient and mineral rich
mm,
that I really wanted to explore that. And that drive was a 9-hour drive. And there were checkpoints within those drives, and they were these men
mm.
covered and then they come and they check. So that gave me it gave me pause. But when I got to the region and I saw the beauty of it
Mhm,
and, was amongst the people, it reminded me of my people from the Caribbean
mhm,
and the warmth. There were a lot more religious than the people in Cairo. The women were totally covered and they weren't allowed to work in public spaces. But when I did encounter them, they were so warm and so welcoming and amazing, amazing people. But yeah, that was
There's
kind of
something you don't get on the news unless you're experiencing
no.
life. You're not.
Right.
You're
And
just
then I met people from Greece and Turkey, and I met people from all over the world, and they were able to like share their perspective of the world, and it was so different, and it challenged me to like not accept like what is being fed to me. It kind of made me challenge like where my information comes from and
right.
to question everything
Oh, yeah.
because their perspectives were so different and I appreciated hearing just it was a breath of fresh air. I want to do that for the rest of my life. I will travel
Love
for the
that.
rest of
I
Yeah, I mean,
love that. That's
I'm not
inspirational.
such a big traveler like internationally. I think I'll get it from the subway most of the time when I'm in the city, but but
Jason, no, you got to get out
I
there.
am, I am, I am, I am. I don't know if I could do Egypt.
we going? Where we
Where we
going?
Yeah.
going, Liz?
Where we
Well, look,
going?
Well, Liz
I
is
like.
going to San Tropez on Thursday.
I
This is her
am.
first San
Well,
Tropez.
Oh, I love
I've
San
never been. I'm excited.
the little markets. Oh my God.
And
The
so
shopping.
I know.
I know
Yes,
already.
please. Yes, please.
We have a Kelly Powchette on our wish list. We'll take any color.
Any color,
Time
but
for
you got to try to make contact before you go. Try to
Oh,
get the mail of
we
the
really need
number.
to help her. She's never kept an essay. It's been
That's not
such a
true. Now
challenge.
I have, well, that's not true because one left me in New York and she went somewhere else. But now I've
Okay.
got someone in the down, I got somebody, but
Contact so that when you go in there, you have something to say, a reference, so that you're not, because they don't like everybody comes in
You're
once.
like, Monica,
Kelly,
it's me. I texted you 4 times.
and then you work it, and then you work it, and you be their friend, and then
Janine, I need you there. You're gonna have
okay. I mean, okay, I'll go. I'll go. I'll go.
She's on her way to San Tropez. All right, Liz, it's time for Schmooze Fest with Janine, where we get a little bit of rapid fire questions.
to learn a little bit, and now I'm adding in some beauty to it. Okay, but here we go. What's your favorite book?
The Alchemist
Ooh, okay.
and the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. That changed my life.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're very stylish and fabulous. Who's your ultimate style icon?
I love Rihanna.
Ah, yes.
I love Rihanna.
Yes.
I love her style. I think she can do it all.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a risk taker.
Mm,
And she's a Caribbean girl. So she always comes from that place too. So
mm-hmm.
I like Rihanna. I think she's dope.
Yeah, I think she expresses so much confidence no matter what she wears that it just comes off.
And all of her body type when her body changes, she's
Yes.
still so confident and she owns everything.
Yes, she
And I
does.
love that because you don't have to be 4 pounds to
Right.
be sexy.
Right.
That's one of the things that I've admired most about her lately is
Mm.
how her body has evolved through motherhood and she still owns it and she's still
Mm.
so sexy.
Yeah, and not apologizing for like changing because you're not going to be 21, forever.
Facts.
Okay, I need to know your one beauty product that you cannot live without. I need to know.
I cortisone? I don't know. Like my eyebrow pencil because my eyebrows have gotten so thin. I
Oh,
don't know. Like I don't have I change it up. So I'm always trying new things.
okay.
So like there's
What's in
not
your
one.
bag? What's in your bag when courtside going a game? You need to look cute.
I'm not a reapplier. When I'm done with my makeup for the day, I'm done with my makeup
And
for
it
the day.
stays? How do
I
you
don't even put the spray thing on to hold my makeup.
get out?
Once I'm finished, I don't want to put lip gloss back on. If I'm at an event, I will and I have a red lip, then
Lip,
I'll probably carry the
yeah,
red lipstick because I don't want to like have the
the little
whole,
like
the
token thing.
yeah,
It's off.
little pink in the middle. But I don't I'm not a stickler with my stuff. I right now, what am I trying?
Do you have like a cream? I mean, I'm just trying to get the glow that you've got going on right now. That's effortless.
Well, my daughter Sky, she introduced me to this Korean mask line, so I'm trying
Is that the one that
every
supplicates your face and your tights for like 6
yes, I'm trying that one, and that seems to be helping.
You
I
saw
don't
that
know.
Violet Gray for like $400. They like strangle your face and it's
Mhm.
amazing. But if you're
It
Send me
if
the
you're
link.
claustrophobic, it's highly not
I
recommended.
do get the
You don't recommend
it.
it.
There's
So
the
I'm trying
like
all of these Korean brands now. And literally, I have four or five, no, about eight different moisturizers right now. I
Well, it looks like
don't
we're going to South Korea for our next excursion, everyone.
that I really want to do. No, seriously, all jokes aside, I'm going there. I need to set up like 10 appointments.
yeah, well, I have been so I've been to Seoul, but like I want to go back and do all of the things, the snail and the music.
Me too. Oh, I have a snail thing in there in that
Yeah,
other bathroom.
that's
Snails. I heard salmon sperm. I didn't know snails.
I heard, yeah, the snails, it's like this very liquid, oily kind
serum
of
thing.
serumy thing, and I put that on my face at night too sometimes.
Nope.
And then I do the red light thing sometimes. I try to stick to
No,
it.
I knew it.
You
I
just
knew
got the red
it.
light hat and face mask.
I have the hat, I got the
You know
face thing, I sit in front of it like
what?
this.
Because here's the thing, I have the mask and it's annoying. I don't want to walk around with it, so I think I'm gonna have to get one of those panels. Okay, you sold
Yeah,
me.
the panels are good.
You sold me. What's one thing you wish more people knew about you?
I wish they didn't know about me.
Good answer. Good answer.
I struggle with my Instagram because when it first started, it was such a creative outlet, and I was like, "Oh, y'all gonna see these new Louboutins." And then I used to shop for Instagram. Oh, I want to
Mm,
shop so that they can see. But now I wish I would have kept my face private. If I had to do it again, because I would have even been more creative. Because sometimes it stops me because I don't want them to see me. I just want them to see what I put together.
yeah.
Right.
Really, I
Do you,
don't want to hide. I don't.
do you
Yeah.
make a good list for someone else?
I thought about that and I kind of do. I just do it for free.
Mm,
I'm styling your stylist.
mm, mm.
Like those stylists call me.
Right, Courtney Mays. We know who's putting those looks together.
And but literally they call me. I'm friends with a lot of them. And they call me and they're like, "What do you think? What do you think about this?" And I'm like,
It's cool.
and then I style my sons and their friends in the NBA and
Yeah.
family. And I am working on something fashion wise though,
Yeah.
that I won't probably be at the forefront of.
Mm.
But I'm taking a lot of time to curate and to see where that leads because I'm excited about it. I probably won't be in front of the camera,
Got it.
but there's some things going on.
Love it.
Few more,
Yeah.
few more rapid fire,
Yeah.
Liz.
Back to the travel. I want to know because we were just talking about this last night. What's your go-to snack when you travel? Like, what do you have to have?
I have to
Like,
have apples and I have to have walnuts or almonds.
uh,
Pink lady apples
mm,
Yeah.
sliced. I have to eat fruit the first thing in the day.
mm,
And that's how I break my fast every day with fruit. And
perfect.
then some sort of pure protein. And then I feel like I can do what I want to
Yeah.
do. And then and then I stop eating pretty early. I don't eat late at night. I give myself a lot of flexibility with what I want to eat. I love cake.
What
Okay.
time is bedtime normally for Jenine Howard?
I go to bed at 9:30. I do not like to be up late at night. I'm a morning person. I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning naturally.
Wow.
I like to work out early, get it out the way. I like to get my house in order early, get it out the way. I take care of a lot of people, so I make sure that they're good.
But you
Um,
also have to be good too, which is probably like
I
why.
gotta be good. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Liz. Like that's really the theme of this time of my life is really
Yes. I like
me.
this for you.
I like that.
I
Me.
like this for you. I meant
Me.
to say, but I do like this for you.
Thank you.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Shopping.
Oh, sign me up, Janine. With you.
Yeah,
Okay,
except
last
every
one.
time I call Liz, she's doing a return at the row. Somehow it's a return at the row, okay?
The row, you gotta be very intentional because the row ain't cheap.
It ain't.
So you gotta know it's an investment.
This
So
is
if
a
you
new thing for me. I never got it before, but now I've got like the banana bag and then but the clothes are hit and miss for me. All right, this one's important to me because I love music. What's the last song you just played or what's on your playlist? We were talking about music.
Christopher Cross sailing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right, that was Schmooze Fest. And now let's play This or That with Jenine Howard.
Yes.
Heels or sneakers?
Heels.
Mm.
Brooklyn Hustle or Miami Vibes?
Brooklyn Hustle all day.
Oil down or Palau?
Oil down.
Okay,
Okay.
Wow.
We've had to-
That's
we've had
very
to-
Grenada.
Yeah,
How
we,
did you?
we did our research.
Oh my God.
trust me.
We did
We
our-
Oil dung. Oil dung. I want oil dung. Yes.
Oh,
Oh my God. That
okay.
that was the best
where did
question I have ever received in my life.
Oh, I
Yes.
love it.
Oh, just praise me more. I love it.
I swear, best question ever asked.
Well, we're
ever
not
been
done
asked.
yet, so get ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Date night in or red carpet night out?
Damn. Because red carpet night out gives me an opportunity to shut it down.
Correct.
Yeah.
But date night in gives me everything I need emotionally.
Hmm.
Shit. Red carpet night out.
Okay, red carpet night out, because then we
Like
can have a little date night VIP.
And later, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because you don't always get the opportunity for a red carpet night
Right.
Statement bag or killer shoes?
Mm.
out.
Coming with the hard one.
Killer shoes. Killer shoes.
Morning meditation or late night doom scroll?
Morning meditation.
Yeah.
Mom mode or mogul mode?
Mm.
Now it's mogul mode.
Okay.
Mm.
All right, last question. Turban or sunglasses?
Ooh, both. I can't, like, come on.
This was
Come
not
on.
easy. You thought this was a walk in the park? I don't.
Oh my God. Because if I'm going to go in the store, I'm getting a pair of sunglasses.
Yeah.
I should have said that was my guilty pleasure, but
Yeah.
What's our count in the closet? Like 1,000.
yeah, oh my God, I need a sunglass room.
Store them. Yeah. Like
It's terrible. And there's no space in Brooklyn.
I know.
I'm using one of the bedrooms of my closet, but I have Florida, but it's, I want my Florida house here. Turban is just an extension of who I am.
Where are you getting your turbans? Because they're really cool.
I've had them made. Like I literally went to China one time and sourced a bunch of leather.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
wow.
I literally came through Newark Airport with bags and bags of leather.
I would buy that from you, Jenine. Just
Oh, I thought about doing a turban.
Yeah.
I actually was starting to do it, but it lost its integrity. When I made one, it was great because I was able to work with the
Right.
seamstress, and the mass production of it just lost
You
something,
do.
and it has my name on it. It has to be
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah.
That's true.
That was tough for me.
So
Yeah.
now we're moving on
Oh, yeah.
to a little something called Nosh of the Day, where we
Okay.
talk about our favorite restaurants or recipes, or not so much our favorite restaurants and recipes. We'll start with Liz. I'll
Okay.
go, and then we'll finish off with Jenine.
Okay, my latest is Oceans. It's on Park Ave in the city. It's kind of a throwback to the 90s when there were these big restaurants. The service is great.
I need to write this down.
There are waiters there who their career is this. They're not onto something else, and you feel it. So
I love that when people love what they do.
Yeah, they just love what they do, and you feel taken care of there. So I
Yeah.
loved it. It had a vibe. It was a New York moment. I loved it.
Hmm.
Jason, what's yours?
Well, mine isn't as fabulous as that, but I went on Sunday night. Tropical Chinese on Bird Road in Miami. It's been around since 1984. It's almost as old as me. And the order to get is the wonton soup, the Peking duck, and the beef lo mein. You can't go wrong.
Okay.
So that's Tropical Chinese. I know, very hard to find good Chinese in Miami. And down by Tropical Park
Oh,
on
he's
Bird
always
Road.
talking.
And now it's Miss Janine's turn.
Okay.
God, guys, I like Italian food, so I like Il Mulino, the
Yeah.
Village.
Yeah, they have the best chicken farm I've ever had.
Yeah.
God, like and it's right. I can walk there from my house. Also, love my Caribbean spots. Like I need a good roti curry.
Where do you go for that?
Yeah, where are you going for that? Because
Oh my
Brooklyn.
God.
Definitely Brooklyn.
I don't actually, my favorite one is in Queens. Trin City Roti is my favorite. Oh my God. And they Uber Eats, Father God.
They Uber Eats to Dumbo? Because that's usually
Freaking Uber Eats to it takes 75 minutes, but I will wait and I will be
what's
patient.
the order? What's the order?
Oh, yeah.
I get, there's cassava and saltfish,
Oh,
which is,
okay.
I know it's kind of weird, but it's
Oh, I
so
will try.
good.
Yeah.
And then you got to get whatever curry you're in the mood for, whether it's curry goat, curry chicken, curry shrimp, and then get your, it's called bus up shot or your roti skin. The bus up shot comes more doughy and that you can pull it apart.
Lastly, our segment is called Mitzvah of the Day, where we talk about good deeds. And we know that you are quite philanthropic. You've had the Juice Foundation. What are causes that are special to your heart, and how do you and Juwan find time to give back?
I mean, too much is given, much is required, right? And so that is something that anyone can be great because anyone can serve any one of us on any scale. And I'm proud to say my children are that's probably the thing that I'm most proud of them. They're givers like their families. And so the causes right now have been a pediatric cancer event in Michigan called Chad Tough. I worked really hard on that for a year, over a year. They do the leading research for DIPG, which is a very specific brain cancer. And they have been very successful in their research and they're making huge strides. So and I've always been called to pediatric cancer. So that's where I've lent a lot of my voice and resources.
Inspirational.
Well, everybody, donate to pediatric cancer. That's it for Jenine Howard. Thank you so much for joining us today on Hustle and Schmear.
Yeah, this
I'm
was
going to
so-
have Liz and you read us out.
Okay, don't forget the hustle is real.
And the schmear is extra.
Thanks, Janine. We love you.
Love guys.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Time.